not quite divey, but now the Shock making their move, rotating in from the side, and Arc gets caught early on. On's able to find the angle. Tuba, though, returning fire. Smurf out of the fight, 5-on-5. The Justice still very much in it, and with Rascal falling, it's the Justice.
Shock weren't able to retake, so it all really comes down to the positioning game there, but Smurf picks up Aim God, and oh no, this could all be crumbling.
Pilot, though, down on the other side. Both teams down their back. Problem is, Decay is down. Smurf is able to find him, and On's gonna have unparalleled freedom unless Smurf just takes down everyone first. This is a battle, Risa, and then some. And you know, if you love a Risa, enjoy this right now because she's probably going away.
Yeah, enjoy this moment.
Well, the tire is on its way. It's a long journey at that. On's, though, already down. Barrier's been used. The tire, 2 seconds, moves in. Does decent enough damage, enough to set up Decay from the side. And the Justice just gonna easily roll into this fight. A good neutral engagement. Tire was decent, and Decay finds room.
No tank ults, and Smurf, he does have that supercharger.
Deadeye out here from On, 6 up 2, but taken down by Decay instead.
The problem with a very early Riptide, I think this is just forcing a retreat out of the Justice.
Oh no!
They didn't drone it? Oh,
3!
Aim God.
Oh.
That's a critical error. I mean, the Shock aren't even pressuring. That's an unforced error for sure by Aim God there. Needed to get the drone out for his teammates.
Gets 4, but the Shock supercharger up on the high ground. We'll see if the miracle happens. Janu down immediately. You got Decay here in the back on Widow. Sometimes stuff miracles, but everyone just about out of the fight. 3 down. Ons finishes off Arc. That's gonna be the round.
That's just a round winning, which has a high impact, but not really for Widow. Ons, though, striking back on a Tuba. I don't know that this dive's gonna work out at all.
Well, they're gonna try and make it work. Decay finds Choi. The Shock down both tanks in their front line. And now they look to Rascal, but popped out of the fight. I think they might have to give this one soon. No more front line, no more significant healing. Rascal has the EMP, but you know, I think this is where you just tip your hat and go, yeah, have control for a little bit. Oh, again.
Yeah, tip your hat.
The map will be going the way of the Shock. So Tuba, what you got? EMP dropped in. It's a tank-busting EMP. Smurf and Choi both super low as Decay was able to find Rascal in the meanwhile. Rascal didn't drop EMP at all, and that was a well-timed shot from Decay. Good EMP from Tuba, and the Justice look to still be alive.
Violet going absolute carry mode right now. Don't tell me he gets a third. This fight is not winnable, surely, for the Shock. It cannot be. No, Shock!
I don't want to believe it. I just want to believe that it was stat padding from Violet. Roar, though, had the burst primal here in the back. Look at the immortality field. Just letting him back survive Juggler or no. Finally, Bob falls. But look at Choi. He's still unleashed in the fight. The Shock have somehow made something out of nothing, courtesy of Violet. The Justice haven't lost just yet. He's still got Decay in the back. Another for Decay. Decay finally.
On this final retake, they've got great tools to work with.
EMP this time out early. Tuba and Roar both gone, but with Choi out of the fight. Oh, well, that's it. Ons puts an end to Decay. Decay isn't going to be the one getting pick-off after pick-off this time around. The Shock have an advantage. Ons can breathe a little bit easier for a moment until Decay gets back. The flip goes back the way of the Shock, but got picked by M-God. Can the Justice touch a point, though? They can't. The Shock take map 1.
Decrease their ult charge, but as I say that, they're just going to nano Smurf and go right in on a Decay.
Take down the threat! Remove the beast! That was the goal of Smurf, and man, he accomplishes it and more. Takes down the Mercy, no res on the table. The Shock just know what to do to take down the strong points of the opposition.
And I love that confidence from Smurf there. I think a lesser player.
I mean, I think Striker would like to save it, but they're just going to go for it. They drop it immediately. Take down Roar. The problem is they lost him off pretty early in the fight. On's going to be less effective, but Decay's down. The focus fire comes in. Twilight's the one to finish it off. And the Shock now still with an advantage. On's not quite as boosted as before, but still in a great spot. And, you know, it's Twilight just flexing on the Ana at the moment.
Really not getting much at all out of this nano boost.
Yeah, Roar kind of stuck here, but also getting healed. I mean, gets enough support. Smurf ends up falling. The Justice on a 6v5. And the Shock, in danger of getting stuck here as Decay, the swap onto the Ashe, takes down his counterpart. And the Shock are bleeding now, Jake. I think they need to reset.
Yeah, I think it was that hack by Tuba that really won the fight. Smurf wanted to commit the primal in the post nano. It's a classic combo. Nano your Winston, he survived.
Yet to find any pickoff. They're going for Smurf, but Smurf just keeps disengaging and getting healed.
Oh, nice heals by Twilight. Those keep Moth alive. Ons is still striking from the high ground, and both DPS now for the Shock close to their ults. Decay is going to commit his Bob, but I think too little too late here. Unnecessary Bob actually from Ons. I think that's an unforced error, but it doesn't really matter. The map is really getting snowballed now. You have no tank ultimates.
Get online pretty quickly, but won't be in time. Striker gets caught. Decay evening the score. And now there's a chance, but Smurf takes down Janu, living super low. Pops Primal at the perfect time. Smurf disruption enabling Ons in the back, who picks up another 2. And the Shock frontline is just absolutely nuts right now, Jake.
Ons gets a heal snuck in by Twilight somehow, but Justice, they're doing it. 3 instant kills coming in across the map.
Ditto helping them dealt the EMP. Now they drop the EMP. Ons! War's able to get on him. Both teams down players, but the Shock, they get the res. The Justice now down their entire front line, and the Shock with a golden opportunity.
Yeah, they are pushing forward here, and Valky's almost online for Moth. That will be really the final nail in the coffin. EMP there on the Diva, no chance for her to self-destruct. Roar, though, he does have a primal raid. We'll be able to delay card for a while.
Oh, look at this!
Surely it's just not enough. There's so many players alive for Shock here.
Smurf is having the time of his life. The leap-in followed by the out there from the Justice earlier. Shock. Even Twilight could not heal all of them. Look at the sleep. The sleep. Ons down. Decay on the finish. And now Ons isn't going to be res back up. The res just used on the Striker. A big moment of power play here for Decay. Doesn't have to worry about the Ashe. Tuba into the back, and it's Janu who's just ripping the middle apart. Finds the open lane as Eva. And the Justice have started out on a really good foot.
Yeah, and the res came in on the Striker, but it was just too little too late because onside right after. So you're in a situation where Shock just had no DPS actually.
The Nano is out. It's a Nano onto Ons. See if that's intentional or not, but they lose Twilight and Moth immediately. Roar gets to the back. Nanoed and has such a huge impact on the fight. Finishes with 3. And again, I'm not sure that Nano was intentional, but either way, it did not work out super well. Arc gets picked off in a suicide dive by Choi. Choi! Oh, it goes on! What?
How
Choi!
does he do it?
That shouldn't happen. None of that made any sense.
He's going to be dealing more DPS in the fight, and a dynamite like that is so painful. Decay strikes back, but it is traded.
Yeah, I think the Justice are still in a very tough spot with how this opened up here. I mean, they're going to get the res on the Decay again.
Old attacker spawned, a quick Nano on a Smurf, and oh no, I think he's about to get angry.
Smurf with Nano just seems to be deaf to the opposition. He's too good at the pre-setup, good at the follow-through, and oh man, Smurf and Twilight together, this now, and just shoving them into the lockers. It's been, again, Ons continues to just crush Decay. Any opportunity he takes away, except on a sleeping Winston, but you know, still fun. Shock winning the fight and then some, and when you're relying on Decay to be your carry X factor, and the counterpart on the other team is just destroy.
Would have loved to see them try to self-destruct that, but
Decay's
it doesn't
down.
go off this time, and again.
Oh, Ons continuing his assault, but now Ons is dead. Decay's back up. The resurrection made it happen along with Roar, and the Justice have finally gone through the choke point, but Ons gets revenge from the grave. The Bob just kept firing. Aim God falls. The Justice, though, still alive here on the point. The question is for how long. The res back up onto Twilight, and it's a Justice frontline right now, Jake, that's keeping the Justice alive.
It's still winnable here, but you don't have any ultimates to close this out. Janu out of mech, so this is true desperation mode for the Justice. Self-destruct into the back, forces Janu forward. We'll see if he's punished for this. He's desperately trying to remech.
Decay down, Smurf this time. The focus fire, 3 out for the Justice, and the Shock. They finish it off with authority here on Gibraltar.
The tanks aren't even looking at him.
Look at the Bob build between the two. Ons has done so much more damage than Decay so far. Arc gets picked off, so all the power to Decay simply taken away as Smurf just dodges back and forth, takes Decay down in the back. Ons got picked off by Tuba, but doesn't matter. The res is there, and look at this late potential stagger. On the flank, still getting boosted. It's a great angle. Roar already down early. An easy 6-on-5 right now for the Shock, and Smurf loving it, going in here with Choi. The Justice just getting slaughtered right now in the back alley. And this is very one-sided at the moment.
That Bob by Ons is just so big brain. He puts it in the back before. This is still winnable. Bob's gonna come out. It is. They are trying to focus it down, but it is getting a lot of value right now. Gonna break Janu's mech. Primal is coming back, so this is actually winnable despite what I said earlier. Decay needs to find another killer. Roar with the massive disruption. He might get a big triple kill right here.
Carnage in the sewer. Roar just knocking people around. And wow, leading the way. Smurf and Choi, though, able to shake a lot of pressure. Choi still very, very low. Meanwhile, on the side, deals with Engod before Decay immediately punishes him. So Decay, now more room to work with as Nano comes on the Smurf. EMP out from Tuba as he falls. And Decay, not in a great spot to turn this one around. Now Smurf right in his face. Mercy pocket or no, the Shocker taking more and more room. But this time Smurf doesn't get away.
Yeah, Smurf does die. Nice pick by Decay, but is it enough? When this Bob goes away, it's only going to be Decay himself.
Have the angle, but they're going to go for it again. And Roar's so low on the way in and immediately falls. That couldn't have been intentional there. Maybe we thought he'd build the primal, but either way, the Shock now the huge advantage as Ons gets back onto his perch.
Oh no, Ons and Striker are just eating them alive now. Mercy with no Valk, Ark's gonna fall to Smurf, and the kill feed, it's all orange. Shock with a self-destruct to close this out. Should it be necessary, it will be. Gonna pop the Winston bubble, desperation run to card. I don't think they're making it. And wow, somehow, I can't believe the Justice actually won.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and already Roar went for the dive onto Ons, and you know, Ons just got a lot of support there. They take down Roar immediately. They don't give up a tick on the point, and you know, you're the Justice right now. You're down your Winston, and you just have to fully reset. And you look at the clock, already down a minute. Lose Striker, lose Decay. That's a start, but you lose your healing from Aim God. You get him back up. Both teams getting reses, and now the fight begins.
Okay.
That's a resource you have as a defense. Now the EMP comes out first by Tuba, and it's a nice one. Smurf and Ons both down. And this would really be something if the Shock somehow brought this back down 3. Ons back into the fight, so it's 4, and Ons immediately down. That's a salty run back Decay was looking for.
Yeah, Decay dominating, but Striker, pretty questionable decision there. I mean, I think that's a little bit of hubris, to be fair. It is still, I would say, awkward for the Shock. They're still coming back with some spawners. That's sleep onto Smurf.
Down.
Probably means second point. You got self-destruct in the cards for Janu, who is slept, but I do think it's going to be very difficult to deal with the self-destruct in this situation. No shield tank available.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the point where Krusty has to walk into the room and just slap everyone in the Shock.
The pressure is just constant from the Shock. They're not letting up.
Yeah, they had the Nano Roar right now to try and deal with it, but Janu can't get away, and Roar gets slept mid-Nano. Oh, the misery just compounds here for the Justice. The front line taken down, the time bank burning down.
Icing on the cake here for the dive, surely coming in. Nice little 4-man rather. Arc still gets the Valk off, but oh, that pick is really painful. I don't know if Arc has the time to res while his team's taking so much damage. He does, though.
Well, they did get the res off. Ons right now getting juggled. Roar trying to take down the threat. Ons finally falling, and Roar has given Justice the chance they need. Still going around, still getting healed. Aim God keeping Roar in the fight. And just when you think the Justice are done, they're back in. But only
if at all. Janu, D-Mac, he doesn't commit self-destruct. Janu, you don't have time for a reset here, and he's dead.
Meanwhile, Ons off the boost, takes down 2. Smurf's able to flip it, even when things are going well for the Justice. How quickly it turns to ashes in their mouth. And that is going to be the Shock, finishing it off. And no extra rounds required. A clean sweep of the Justice.
The Bear has well and truly...